wanted to say a couple things about WikiLeaks and Russia hacking the elections of 2016. Bullshit. Bullshit. For lots of reasons. Let's start with Seth Rich. You know who Seth Rich is? Seth Rich was murdered shortly after handing over leaks to WikiLeaks, which is what the government is denying took place. They're like, oh, Seth Rich, no, closed case. No, that's who Assange said. Well, he didn't say, he couldn't say because confidentiality. But he indicated without saying that Seth Rich was the one who leaked the stuff to him. Well, that puts Russia completely out of the loop. And he also said that Russia, he didn't have anything to do with Russia. And since his accuracy for honesty and accurate and truthful reporting and what he's spoken has been 100% accurate, not one single inaccuracy, not one lie, not even one published paper that was inaccurate. I think he's very honest, but that's beside the point. Everything points to Seth Rich handing it over, and as far as Russia hacking Podesta's email, the password was password. Okay, a 3-year-old can hack that, and I think Seth Rich basically hacked his terminal. That makes perfect sense. What Assange is being... It is common belief that Assange had something to do with hacking the elections. I absolutely do not believe that to be the case at all. And to such a degree, I mean, I absolutely have no doubt that is not the case. That is just not the case. Assange stood up for things that were all about honesty, all about revealing the truth. He is not the type of person to lie. History has shown that out. He is not a liar. It would be so hypocritical if he was, and that's how they want to paint him. So that said, there's a lot of questions around Seth Rich. I mean, it's not even questionable in my mind. Way back when Seth Rich got murdered, Assange put out a reward for information leading to the murderer. I mean, they tried to say that Seth Rich was murdered by MS-13, I think it was. And the funny thing about that is they said it was a botched robbery. He was shot, I think he was shot execution style, I think, in the back of the head. And his wallet was still on him with cash. So it's one hell of a robbery, I would say. And they sure didn't talk about it much in the media or anywhere else, the investigation into Seth Rich's murder. I'm not trying to be conspiratorial about that, but it seems awfully funny that the media didn't even give a shit. If you don't know, Seth Rich was in the DNC. He was a Bernie supporter who was disgruntled with the rigging of the election against Bernie Sanders. And that's why he leaked the stuff to WikiLeaks. So a lot of people think that Assange had something to do with the elections. The only thing he had to do with the elections is releasing the stuff about the DNC and Podesta's and Clinton's conversations and how that worked. And he released it at a time where it would affect the elections. And it did seem to me like he cared about the outcome. He really didn't want Trump in office, but he wasn't doing it because it was about Trump. It was about, this person is very corrupt and dangerous, and they should be exposed for who they are before the elections. That, I believe, was his entire motive. And at the time, he probably thought that Trump was going to be kind of an anything better than Clinton kind of thing. I know he didn't like root for Trump, you know, I didn't see him wearing a MAGA hat or anything. But if he would have had the same kind of information on Trump, he would have released it. In fact, he released stuff that was Republican stuff. He released it other times. It just so happened that this election was the DNC he had to release, and it was exposing the Clintons. Well, one of the Clintons. Oh, Clintons are a whole other story. If you don't know the Clintons' stories, even if you believe a third of them or 1/10 of what has gone on around them that's weird, it's just like, maybe somebody should look into that, because not only that, but you know, she got away with wiping the server clean when she was under court order to not do so. And she said, "Oh, you mean like wipe it with a cloth or something?" And they didn't. They accepted that like she was really naive. Like, I don't know what a computer is. Really? Okay. I do hope that what's coming out of all right now, I do hope she gets investigated. I do, because this corruption is all this corruption should be called out. All the corruption should be called out. And that would mean that's bipartisan or nonpartisan. That doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It's a matter of, have you done something that is dishonest when you're paid by the public? Dishonest while you're in office, things that might affect your performance. I'm not sure that a blowjob qualifies, but that's beside the point. There's plenty of real crimes that he was involved in with Hillary as well. But check that out for yourself. There are whole documentaries about it, and it's more than a little bit questionable. Anyways, I'm getting off base. Assange did not collude with Russia. That is a crock of shit. Just saying.